Welcome, Itika Mpumi, Itika Lelo. Thank you so much for vibing with me. Please make sure that you subscribe and you follow me on all my social media platforms. The information is in the description. Hey you guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Itika Mpumi, Itika Lelo. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up like button, okay? That is going to help my channel grow. So today I'm back with another hot topic when it comes to love and relationships, alright? So please do remember that I am not a certified counselor, therapist. I am just merely sharing my views, my thoughts, and my own personal experiences when it comes to love and relationships. So let's get down to it. So today we're going to be unpacking this topic that is five things that could kill your relationship. Okay? These are the 5 things that could kill your relationship. So please pay attention, okay? So that you avoid some of these things that I'm going to talk about, okay? So the first point is fear of intimacy, okay? You want someone, but you don't want them getting closer. The fear of intimacy is a deal breaker for most relationships, okay? You are so afraid to be loved. Everything is too good to be true. When a person is genuinely interested in you and they love you correctly, you're always questioning. If you're not always questioning, you're always thinking ahead of what they could be doing wrong. And another thing is you don't want to open up. You're afraid of intimacy. You're afraid of being vulnerable. Remember, intimacy does not always have to be sexual, but it also includes self. It also includes emotions, opening up emotionally, being vulnerable, allowing another person to get closer to you. You are so afraid of showing the side of you that allows you to break down. You don't want to break down. You're always strong. You don't want to show emotions when they hurt you. You're always playing it off. And remember, the minute you're doing that, you are penting up emotions. They are building up little by little without you recognizing that you are building a wall. And the next thing, when something is going to trigger you, that wall is going to crumble and you're going to be a mess, okay? So one of the things that are going to be a deal breaker in your relationships, including one of these 5 points, is that you are afraid of intimacy. You're afraid of getting closer to another person. You're always questioning their intentions. When they're doing something right, you're always feeling like you're getting bored too easily because you're so used to arguments. You're so used to fighting. You're so used to a person not checking up on you. You're so used to a person being faithful. You're so used to not a person being faithful towards you. You're always questioning their motives. You're afraid of intimacy. You're always thinking, already concluding the situation, and already telling yourself that it's gonna end in tears already. I know it's not gonna end well, so either way, whatever, I'm just going with it. It's not gonna work out fine. That is you closing off and you being afraid of intimacy. And what is that going to do? It is going to block the other person from coming closer to you and feeling neglected, all right? It is going to allow the other person to feel like they are feeling like you've got a wall built up, or they'll always feel like you don't trust them. You don't trust them. You don't feel like they are the best person for that. Like, you don't feel like they are the best person to love you. You always questioning everything and all those kind of things. So be careful and mindful of closing off, emotionally, and not allowing a person to be there for you and to love you. Some people are so afraid of love, your guys. Some people are so afraid of love to a point that um they're always thinking that something is always going to go wrong, and that is going to add to you being a control freak. You're going to be so possessive, so controlling, and always, always some people are so afraid. And I don't want to lie, I used to be one of those people, and I feel like maybe I'm working on it right now. Some people, they're so afraid of intimacy to a point that if anything slight happens to go wrong, I'm the one who's going to always like, I quit, I cannot do this. Cause in my mind, I've already told myself like, yeah, I saw this coming. This was gonna come. I knew this was gonna come. I knew that this was gonna be a disappointment. Not understanding that even if I do allow myself to feel, even if I do allow myself to open up, either way, if I'm gonna be hurt, I'm gonna be hurt. The only solution to this is dealing with what comes with whatever it is that you go through emotionally as a person. So some people, they don't want to experience hurt, they don't want to experience betrayal, because they don't trust themselves enough to bounce back from any situation that does not work in their favor. They don't love themselves enough to believe that they can be capable of attracting the same love that they felt in the past, if that would be the case. So allow yourself to feel. Don't run away from love. Don't run away from being in love, from being vulnerable. If you feel like a person is going to make you look like a fool at the end of the day, well, love at some point, it's a risk. There is no safe way to love a person. You just go with it and you just hope for the best, and at the same time, you kind of like, you have to give it your all. Don't try to half love a person because maybe you feel like your investments are not gonna come through. You're not gonna harvest your investments in that person. Well, let me tell you something, it is not an investment. When you love someone, it's not an investment, because at the end of the day, there is possibilities that whatever it is that you're putting out might not be given back. Okay, so in whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that you're doing it from the bottom of your heart, because you want to do that. Don't say, I used to buy you this, I used to take you on vacations and trips, I introduced you to my whole family, I trusted you with my heart. And then what? What happens after? Because a person has the right, sometimes you have to, not even sometimes, you have to love a person enough to allow them to do what they want at the end of the day. Because whether you like it or not, you're not going to control the situation for the rest of the time you're going to share with that person. If that person, at the end of the day, they're not going to choose you, even if you've put so much into them, you're not going to change. At the end of the day, you're going to be the one who looks crazy. You're going to be the one that ends up in a mental institution. You're going to be the one who has just problems. Okay, so just always tell yourself that in whatever it is that you do it with love and for your own experience and shared memories. Okay, and whatever it is you're doing for another person, make sure that you're also doing it for yourself. Okay, in as much as you're pouring into the relationship, also pour onto yourself. We often feel so depleted in relationships when they turn out differently than we expected, because we expected so much in return, and that is not how it works. It's not how it works. What you do for that relationship is for you and that person to experience and share those memories, and what you should be left with at the end of the day is just good memories. Okay, and setting the person free and allowing yourself to heal and allowing yourself to believe in yourself and trust that what is going to align for you, it's going to come to you. You're going to attract what is meant to align with you. Okay, so whatever it is that you do, some people hold on into relationships because of the very reason that is, some people hold on into relationships because they are thinking that, okay, if I do this for this person, then they're gonna stay forever. If I do this, if I do that, there is no guaranteed way that is going to guarantee anything. Okay, anything that you do, remember that you're doing it for yourself. Okay, so do not be afraid of opening up to intimacy and being vulnerable and allowing yourself to feel loved and be loved. And always remember that each and every good memory, each and every time that you give into that situation, it's only for you to cherish that I had a good time with this person. She was such a loving person. We really had a blast, in this time period. People hold on to toxic relationships because they are so afraid of not getting what they're receiving from where they at, or they are so afraid of disappointing the other person because they feel like they have given so much, and that is not the case. Okay, that is not the case. So you should change your perspective when it comes to giving and receiving, when it comes to relationships. Okay, you don't give because you are expecting to hold a person. You don't receive because you have to feel guilty of what you're getting from another person. You don't have to feel like, okay, if I'm receiving this from this person, then that means that they're going to hold it against me and tell me that they've been doing this for me, they've been doing that for me. Well, that was not love, that was manipulation, and that was control. Okay, so anything that is off that, make sure that you fix yourself and you fix your perception of things. Okay, so another one that is a deal breaker that can kill your relationship is poor communication. In as much as I'm communicating with you right now here, it is essential for you to communicate in a relationship. It is so essential to communicate in a relationship. How are we going to understand each other? How are we going to know how the relationship is going? Communication holds the relationship, y'all guys. Okay, I'm not saying you should be consistently communicating with each other every damn time, but it is essential to know where you are in that relationship. Okay, and if you feel like you've got fears, and if you feel like you can't come through the way you should in a relationship, let your partner know that I feel like I'm at a point where in my life I am pressured so much to a point that I feel like I'm not going to be able to give in the relationship the way I should. So I don't want that impacting the relationship, and I don't want that impacting how we connect with each other, and I don't want you at the end of the day feeling like I am neglecting you or whatever the case might be. And that person will understand if they are matured enough to understand. Okay, and it is going to be up to the both of you how you are going to move forward. All right, so communication is very essential. It saves a lot of drama when you're going to communicate with a person who is very matured and who's willing to think outside of themselves and think outside of the box and how the situation is. Okay, and another one that can be a deal breaker for your relationship is insecurity. Oh my god, oh my, if you're consistently insecure about the relationship and the connection that you're in, it is going to kill your relationship because you'll want to control the other person. You'll want to know their move, what they're doing, what they're posting, who's commenting, who's doing this, why are they talking like this, you will want to check their phone. You will want them to do things forcefully because you want to feel validated in the relationship. That is not love. I don't care how they put it. I don't care how they paint it. That is not love. That is control. That person has issues. That person has abandonment issues, has neglectance issues, whatever. That person has issues. If you would be dealing with a person that has too much insecurity, you're going to struggle in the relationship because you'll consistently have to validate who they are in your life. You'll consistently have to prove to that person that they are of importance in your life. They will consistently be operating out of fear. They will consistently be so fearful that another woman is going to come and snatch you away. And remember, no one can be snatched away if they are not in agreement of that. Nobody takes anyone away from anyone. A person is the one that makes conscious decisions of how they want to move in the relationship, okay? And if that is the case, then it is going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem to have insecurities in the relationship, all right? So make sure that you do not deal with a person who is going to be way too insecure. There is healthy insecurities in a relationship. I don't want to lie. There is healthy insecurities, like a person might feel like they are not good enough, and you as a partner, it is very essential for you to reassure your person that, you know what, babe, I love you for who you are. I love what you're doing. I love, it's healthy to have like that normal insecurity. Babe, is there something I should be worried about with this person and that person? I just want to know, should I be worried? Okay, and then you communicate, no babe, you shouldn't be worried. Is there anything that's bothering you that you feel like maybe I'm not doing right? That is healthy communication. But the one that is always keeping tabs on you, every time when you go out, they're always checking up on your phone. Babe, when are you coming back? Have you been home? Why did you stay up late until like this and like that? Like, hey, relax a bit, okay? So there is no perfection, but we can work through our flaws, all right? And another point is a need for control. The person is consistently wanting to control everything. That is the deal breaker of any relationship. Always wanting to control where you're going, who you hang out with, who you're not supposed, like that is too much, okay? That is too much. And I feel like you can communicate with your person if there is certain things that you are going to agree upon and certain things that you're not both going to agree upon, and you create boundaries from there. But now there is something that is, there is other things that are above control. Like maybe if your person is consistently telling you to post them on social media, even if you don't want to post them, like you have posted them, and then they want you to consistently post them. They want to control how you move on social media, who you liking, who you not liking. Like, like it is not good, especially if you've communicated about your boundaries in that relationship, okay? If like you've both agreed that, okay babe, I'm not gonna be liking any men's pictures, or you're not going to be liking any woman's pictures in these social media platforms, or we both not allowed to do 1 2 3. Make sure that it's a mutual agreement, and make sure that you both agree to that, and there is a healthy boundary. And if that is overstepped, then that is going to be controlling, okay? A person consistently wanting to know what's going on, what are you doing? There is no sense of privacy. There is no sense of there is that privacy in a relationship that is just for you. Like you don't want your person everything, like you have to tell everything, okay? I'm not talking about hiding things, but there should be boundaries and levels of, I've got my life personally outside of the relationship that you have to respect of your person, and they got their own outside of your relationship that you have to respect, okay? So it's all about communication after all. I don't want to lie. I don't care what they say. It's all about communication, how you're communicating with your person, and the boundaries that you agree upon. And if they are crossed, then that would be called controlling, okay? So another one is the last point is the lack of balance and taking each other for granted. When there is no balance in the relationship, it's going to be a deal breaker. That is going to break the relationship. When you're taking each other for granted, you're not being appreciative of the fact that they do think about you, they text you, they call you, they prioritize time for you, they buy you some things, they spend on you, they spend their hard-earned money on you. You taking it for granted, you're always demanding, you're always wanting things that are beyond what you can even afford for yourself. You are taking that person for granted, you're taking that person for granted. When they're consistently communicating with you, you don't communicate back, you don't, like, you are just slacking, you are taking the person's presence in your life for granted. So that is not a good sign, okay? And there is no balance in the relationship. The relationship is always one-sided. You're the one who's always giving, 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 and the other person is not even meeting you halfway, or trying to meet you halfway, at least trying, okay? Because we're not perfect, like I said. So those are the 5 things that could kill your relationship. So make sure that you try to work on things. No one is perfect. Relationships are not just made so beautiful, glamorous. You work on things, okay, and you choose who you want to do life with. And if it's your person that you're with, then you're gonna have to communicate, use that mouth and use it very respectfully, and try to put yourself in the shoes of that person if what you're gonna say is going to be received the way you would want to receive it yourself. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you on another one. Take care of yourself. I love you. Bye.